Hey, what is up everyone? I am Piglet here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest for the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom for those who lived in Japan, and for the Game Boy Advance as well. So, last time we have managed to rescue Donkey Kong by the evil clutches of Captain K. Rool, and we managed to defeat the final boss on that particular world, as you can see on screen, the Flying Croc, which in addition to trying to deal with the Captain K. Rool, we also managed to deal with the forms of Scorch's Sprint, as in the only level in that particular world that we actually come across into. So today for this episode, for this point guys, this is going to be the grand finale of this game's Let's Play of Donkey Kong Country 2, and because of that, we're about to be getting things started on the forms of the true final world in the game, known as the Lost World. But before we get onto that actually, I just need to hit back onto this level really quickly, because this is a great way you can able to actually farm more of those, you know, banana coins if you don't feel like trying to able to actually just to go ahead and go for those levels again. So that way, thankfully, if you do manage to accomplish that particular boss level, as you can see right here, then you would be able to actually pause the game and just press select and then just trying to leave the level and all that stuff. And I'm also able to try to reach for about, I would say 10 banana coins specifically, so that way we can actually get enough of it. But yes, as far as you might as well know, is that our lives counter has been reset, and also same applies to those banana coins, also resets back to 0 if you manage to able to either complete the main adventure, or even in this case, turn the game off and turn it back on again. So this is going to be one of those retro old school stuff. So even then though, unlike the Game Boy Advance remake, that basically you can able to actually save up your extra lives as well as those banana coins in general. So yeah, I just want to classify that. So anyways, let's hit back onto the Crocodile Cauldron right here, so that we can able to meet up with Clobber right here. And basically, you know what these Crumb coins that we've already got from the previous bonus areas throughout the sake of each and every single level? Well, in order to be able to actually access to the Lost World, you need to be sure you need to able to pay up for these Crumb coins, and that way you should able to actually access to one of the levels in the Lost World. So to begin with, in the Lost World, the first level in that world, which appears to be Jungle Jinx, and the actual level itself is going to take place in a jungle themed level, which, you know, kind of like in the forms of Donkey Kong Country vibe. But except a noticeable difference this time around compared to the first game is that it just makes things a little bit more tough and difficult at this point, because out of all the actual worlds in this game, this is by far the hardest world in the game. Well, at least for the most part anyway though, because in this level's case, we need to deal with the forms of those bouncy tires, not these small ones, but these bigger ones, but not only bigger ones, but they start to move every once in a while. So even then there's going to be a lot of emphasis on timing jumps, and you really can't afford to able to mess your moves up for a small degree. So yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot of timing requirements for the sake of this level right here. So anyway, let's go ahead and use Dixie's ponytail from here, and we got a midway point. But before we do that, we need to head back to the left because hallelujah, bonus area. And thankfully, unlike in any other stages in this game, this world in particular, the Lost World, only contains, well, in terms of like, I would say 5 levels in between. It does only contain 1 bonus area, and also the rewards if you manage to go into the bonus areas is actually a lot different in comparison to the forms of the previous bonus areas that we've already explored on, because normally previously we have to aim for trying to collect those Crumb coins. This time around in the Lost World, basically the only reward we can get is the, you know, the remainings of the DK Hero coins. In this case, the Video Game Hero coins, if you really want to be more precise to able to calling it that. So either way though, because we are automatically going to second place since we did manage to first defeated Captain K. Rool at the end from the likes of the K. Rool door. But then turns out in the Lost World we can able to actually hit back in there again, and hopefully we would be able to claim first place if we manage to able to decide to find every single of those Video Game Hero coins basically. So either way though, that should be expected. This level right here is actually really easy with Dixie Kong, because that way you can able to skip almost the entire portion of that level. So yeah, that's pretty cool stuff right here, especially noticeable if you really want to, guys can go for the speedrun tactics, then more power to you. So either way though, that's it for the Jungle Jinx level, and now let's go ahead and move on to the next Lost World level. And every time whenever we try to go on to the next level in the Lost World, specifically in the Super Nintendo version and the Game Boy Advance version, you always have to rely on the forms of Funky's Flights too, so that way you can able to actually just to travel there a little bit more faster in between. So either way though, let's pay another 15 of those Kremlin coins, and that way we should able to actually access to the next level, which is Black Ice Battle. And this level is going to be involved around in, well, basically just ice physics, and to top it off, that it's going to be quite slippery. So either way though, it's going to be a lot of emphasis on, you know, trying to be more carefully maneuver, trying to, like, you know. Oh god, the most annoying aspect of this world, however though, will have to be by the forms of those cloppers. Oh god, I can't stand cloppers, because not only does it able to allow you to able to lose something, like bananas for instance right here, but also it actually gives you a knockback without any, like, quick timing reaction right here, which we'll talk more about it whenever we get onto the third level on special, or no, the Lost World in general. So yeah, that's as far as I can usually think about it. Now, unlike any forms of the Game Boy Advance version, that once you're able to actually entering the Lost World, if you do manage to pay all of those Krem coins, if you can clearly tell, you can able to actually just select any level at any point. Whilst new forms of the Super Nintendo version / Super Famicom, to be more precise, you can only select up to one level in respective worlds, such as, like, for instance, Jungle Jinx only be accessed if you manage to able to go into Crocodile Cauldron, and when you get into the forms of Krem Quay and manage to pay 15 more of those Krem coins to the forms of Clobber or something like that, and basically that you can't able to select Jungle Jinx from that world, so you only have to select in that particular level respectively. So anyways, let's go ahead and use the cannonball for the final time for the sake of this game, and because of that, we need to once again drag it into the cannon right here, and as always, we're able to actually access to the bonus area. So, and using Dixie Kong on this part right there should be a piece of cake, especially noticeable if you really can't afford to get hit, and especially noticeable if the fact that you really want to make things a little bit safer for yourself, then, you know, you can probably guarantee you can able to get it from that way. So, how's that for that? So let's mind out for those annoying spiny enemies, and oh jeez, okay. Whew, that was actually pretty close right there, because if I somehow manage to mess things up from that specific ice physics in mind, and let's go ahead and, oh, I didn't get the extra one up, oh well, we're trying to get some more by the forms of Swanking Kong if I was able to replan that. So there we go, that pretty much takes care of, you know, Black Ice Battle right here. So either way though, again, as I mentioned this before already, each and every single levels in the Lost World only contains one bonus area, except the true final level in the game, which then again, we'll talk more about it whenever we get onto that specific stuff. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next level in the Lost World, and we need to pay more 15 of those Krem coins in, you know, crazy Kremland, and hopefully we should be able to actually get into the actual, the golden pipe right here, and, well, here it is. This is the level I was talking about, Clobber Carnage. Oh god, how do I even think about this level? Once again, we're going back into the Jungle Fiend level, as you guys can clearly tell, but the main emphasis on this stage is that not only do we need to deal with a whole bunch of those clobbers, but also, to make matters worse, is that, well, whenever we get onto that in just a moment, but for now, we have to deal with a lot of cannon blasting. You know, think of like how it does it in the forms of Snow Barrel Blast from the original Donkey Kong Country, except, well, it just makes things a little bit more difficult for ourselves these days, especially when you have to be super precise with timing and what have you. So, yeah, this is what I mean right there. They don't allow me to react to in time, especially noticeable that, well, it just gets pretty worse whenever we get to the end though. Even though, thankfully, this is the final time we're going to be seeing those annoying cloppers, because as a result, these guys are annoying. At least from my experience anyways, and especially noticeable whenever I managed to play this on the Game Boy Advance version on my own time since during in April, I just got so annoyed by those stupid cloppers, as you guys can clearly tell. And also because of the fact that we've meet again with the character's specific barrels. This means about the fact that if you either use Diddy or Dixie, this means you're gonna have to be sure you need to be in the right character in order to be able to actually get onto the cannons. And as a result of that kind of stuff though, it's just a lot of busy work and stuff. Oh, give me my, what? Oh, that's just unfair, man. That's just really unfair. I really hate the black variations of those cloppers, actually, because, well, as you can tell already from the start, it's the fact that you notice that my lives counter has been reset. This also means is the fact that, well, you just don't have any kind of reactions to it. But oh well, we'll, able to continue things on for this point here, and make sure we don't screw this up. And, did not notice. Oh well, there's no need to get that banana coin anytime soon. So here's the hardest part right here. Well, at least it's a little bit easier, but it's just that the actual timing requirement is so precise in between. Well, thankfully though, the bonus area on this level is actually at the end of the level, but not only that, you do need to acquire Diddy Kong in order to be able to reach to it. And how do I mean by that? Well, you see why whenever we get onto that moment. So either way though, let's try this part again, and that's fine, because otherwise I'll able to go to that glorious, quickest way to able to go from cannon to cannon. So either way though, we can at least expect that. Once again, we meet again with the forms of those rotating barrels mechanic thing right here. So either way, I just want to classify that. And what makes this a little bit tricky and difficult is the fact that you need to be not only fast, but also you need to press multitude of directional pads at all times, so that way you can able to change those, you know, cannon fire directions most of your time. And you can't take your time either, because every now and then is that some of those rotating barrels now actually contains timer limits, meaning that you have to be super precise and a lot more faster in between. So yeah, it's definitely a little bit more of a difficult level, more likely than everything, so... And thankfully I did at least manage to get my extra life back after accidentally shooting a little bit too early from that specific segment. At least the first part wasn't so hard, but the second part it always gives me a lot of trouble with, especially when I play this on the Game Boy Advance version, as I said. So anyways, let's get that extra life balloon. And oh boy, this part right here. I remember dreading this part because not only did these stupid clobber enemies decide to knock me back by that little spiky wooden stuff, but also they managed to make me lose a life in the process, despite I've not died yet. So anyways, you need to use Diddy Kong in order to be able to make it to this bonus area, and this bonus area is actually really cool, because basically, taking a notice from Super Mario Bros. 3 in the Pipe Maze world in World 7, we can able to become invincible while simply dodging a lot of those spiky stuff, as you can see right there, and also just trying to defeat a lot of those zingers. And that's all you have to do for that for the sake of that segment. And once again, I didn't get my extra life back, sadly, so oh well. Beggar cells can be choosers, I suppose. Beggar cells can be choosers. But anyways, that's it for that level. And I think, fundamentally speaking, we almost at the... Well, I'm pretty sure we're now in the halfway point of this, the Lost World right now. So at least we can able to expect this to be happening. Actually, before we continue, however, though, let's go ahead and farm some more of those extra lives due to Swanky Kong right here. And thankfully, we got enough of those banana coins right here. What's the snake's buddy's name? Well, it's pretty obvious. It's Rattly. And the next question is, what color rest coat does the old man Cranky Kong wear in the Monkey Museum? Is green. And finally, which of all the enemies have you not seen yet during this area of the island? Well, according to that, it was Cat's all 9 tails, because we haven't met this enemy until, well, Mudhole Marsh, so just want to classify that. Unlike the Game Boy Advance version, although I'll talk more about it until later, because for now, let's go ahead and leave this this world and head on to the next one, which is obviously Gloom Glunch. Oh man, we have to come across into the final 2 levels, or the hardest final 2 levels, before we get on to the last secret boss in the whole entire thing. But then again, we'll point it out whenever we get into it, so let's pay another 15 of those Krem coins, and soon enough we actually access to the forms of Fairy Furnace, which perhaps is one of the hardest levels of the game in my opinion, because, well, obviously we immediately gone back into the lava-themed kind of environment, but also, if you couldn't tell what the actual level's gimmick is all about, or the main mechanic of this stage, is that we can able to actually move around the barrels this time around. By the, you know, with the, in terms of like you can see on this little directional pad symbol, meaning that you can able to actually change the maneuvering on the forms of that particular barrel, as you can see on screen. And don't take your time either, because much like the forms of Clobber Carnage, there's a time limit on those barrels. So we need to be extremely fast, and you really can't afford to able to go slow, because if you somehow went too slow on those parts, then otherwise you weren't able to actually get yourselves incredibly messed up. So either way, I just want to point it out right away. So either way though, let's go ahead and fire from... Ah, dang it, I did not meant to hit that. But luckily, we can able to actually get ourselves Dixie Kong back again until whenever we hopefully find ourselves a midway point, so we can at least expect that. Now I think the bonus area is actually going to be at the end of the level, much like the forms of the previous level for sure, so we can at least able to actually expect what's going to come. So anyways, let's take down this little croak right here, and trying to be very careful not to get hit by those too many zingers from the start, and get a banana coin in process, and accidentally got hit by those very annoying enemies right here. So yeah, I'm super concentrating right here, if you couldn't tell at this point. Well, obviously I shouldn't have to say it, but, you know, you get the idea. No! Stupid slippery physics. Stupid tripped up slippery physics in mind. Thankfully, we're actually on the midway point, so at least we don't have to worry about this too much, though, I don't think. But either way, though, it's just one little bit of a... one of the most unfortunate moments during that time, so that, yeah, that kind of sucks. Anyway, so, yeah, something's worth mentioning is the fact that in the, as I mentioned this before already, in the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country 2, in order to be able to actually get 102% on that version, is that not only do you need to collect every single of those Krem coins, and also same applies for those DK Hero coins, but also you need to do all sorts of tasks, mainly with the forms of those photographers, gain all the gold feathers, I'm presuming, and also trying to participating in for you know, the espresso race, and also just trying to accomplish every single funky tasks and stuff, and even especially noticeable with the forms of, well, I would say gather all of the photographers, and, well, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna have to deal with the forms of, although it's hard to, oh wait, Swanky Kong's quiz. Okay, I need to point it out right away, but anyway. So anyways, there's that barrel right here I was talking about earlier, and I think this will lead us to the bonus area. You can either utilize that thing, or you can able to deal with my personal favorite method, is that you can either let the cat o' nine tails can able to actually lift you up and then just try to toss you upwards, and then that way you can able to make it for this point right here. So yeah, something's worth mentioning. So either way though, in this part right here, we need to carefully guide the actual adjustable barrel to the towards the end basically. So either way though, I actually kind of think about it, whenever I manage to play this on the Game Boy Advance version, I always have a hard time with. This version right here is actually not too difficult actually, so I'm guessing it's probably because, well, I'm not sure it's probably because of the different hertz mode or something like that, or maybe it's probably because it's all in a different premise or something like that. I don't know. I'm just a little bit too convinced for myself, you know. So anyways, let's go ahead and obtain the next Video Game Hero coin. So I think we've only got about 2 more left until we're able to actually make it to the top number 1 in terms of Cranky's Video Game Heroes, basically. So 10 lives should be enough until whenever we reach to the conclusion of this game, so yeah, I'm more concerned about that specific stuff. So yeah, I'll give my final thoughts of this game whenever we get onto the forms of the final platforming level in the game. But for now on though, let's go ahead and head on to, well, obviously the K. Rool's Keep. And then hopefully we should spend the final 15 of those Krem coins and we should be good to go in terms of the, well, accomplishing the Lost World in general. So, again, there's not much else I can say, sadly, just because, well, we're pretty much nearly towards the end of this game now, so. And there goes, all the Krem coins has been spent. And now let's go ahead and move on to the final platforming level in Donkey Kong Country 2. That is Animal Antics. Most people think that this level is actually one of the best levels in the game. And it's also one of the hardest levels in the whole entire game. Well, we'll get to the moment temporarily, but for right now, the main emphasis on this stage is that, as you can see, we're actually going to be taking control of not only 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 animal buddies that you can able to take control. The only exception is, of course, Clapper and Glimmer, because those guys are meant to be for the environmental helpers, so, and it's only for a small role or anything like that, so you get the idea at this point. So to start off with, we actually take control of Rambi, and then after we're done with Rambi, we can able to take control of Ungard the Swordfish, and after that we'll take control of Squitter the Spider, and also we can take control of Scorx the Parrot, and finally Rattler the Rattlesnake. So either way though, I think that's what the actual main level, that's how the actual huge emphasis on this level is going to plays out to be. So, and I think, fundamentally speaking, this is the final level to feature the one last bonus area in the whole entire game, actually. So either way though, we can expect we can able to find that. I'm pretty sure it's actually on the 3rd section of that particular level, I'm pretty sure. So anyways, let's go ahead and charge all the way to the right, so that way we can able to proceed to the 3rd portion of this particular level, as you can see. And let's just go ahead and get ourselves the DK barrel in case if we're about to get some extra hits and stuff. You can grab the midway point. By the way, the differences between the Super Nintendo version and the Game Boy Advance version on this stage, the checkpoint doesn't appear in this section on the Game Boy Advance version, but rather it's going to take place in the skies instead, even to be more specifically the Bramble section. So either way though, that's as far as I can say about it. Now I think this level does have 3 different environment combinations between, let's just say, the jungle, the ice, and finally Brambles. So yeah, we can expect that much. So yeah, before we get onto that, however though, let's just go ahead and oh jeez, okay. As long as I'll be fine right here, especially if I only have like 1 hit left before I'm able to go all the way back to where the checkpoint is. Oh boy. And if you can tell, I'm still concentrating on this part because this level can be tough. I'm not gonna lie, it is gonna be really tough. But look, nothing like extremely difficult, raging difficult, unlike in that one level in Donkey Kong Country 3, which we'll get into that until next year. So let's not get ahead of ourselves at this point yet. So, anyways folks, here's the final bonus area in the whole entire game, which basically you do need to acquire Squitter the Spider in order to able to reach to it, and all you need to do here is just basically just kill every single enemy, so that's all you have to do here. So, and as far as saying goes, that's all I can say about it. So anyways, let's go ahead and hop on to here, and then try to defeat some more you know, Ziggies right here, and hopefully by the time it's done, then we can able to obtain the next Video Game Hero coin just about right here, and we can able to move on. And well, we are done with every single bonus areas in the whole entire game. So anyways, let's move on. And here we go on to the most toughest part about this stage. It's gonna be, takes place in the Brambles environment. Well, it's not to say on this part right here, but to be more specifically, whenever we get onto Scorx the Parrot section, oh boy, you guys should know what I'm talking about right here. So either way though, for the most part, we just have to create some more spiderwebs as platforms. Even though this will be the last time we're going to be seeing Rambi until Donkey Kong Country returns, and especially noticeable with Unguard the Swordfish in this game, or else he will make a comeback until Donkey Kong Country 3, and that was the final time we did see Squirter the Spider, as you can see, although he will able to make his reappearance until Donkey Kong Country 3, spoiler warning. And I think this is the last time we're going to be taking control of Squawks the Parrot in this game, and eventually this will be the last time we're going to be selecting Rattly the Rattlesnake in the future too. So either way though, that's all I can really think about it. I think most people seem to think that Squawks the Parrot section will have to be the hardest part about this world, or this level anyway, just because, as you can tell, we have to do with a lot of wind, just like the forms of Windy Well, and especially noticeable with Gust Glade from the likes of Inworld 5, except what makes this a little bit harder compared to the previous two Windy levels is that, well, you have to dodge a lot of things, like zingers, dragonfly-looking enemies, and worst of all, brambles themselves. So, that's the more definition of the hardest part about that level. Thankfully, towards the end though, Rattly the Rattlesnake section is actually a lot easier, because that way you can able to not only just trying to jump over to, or jump onto those red zingers, as you can see right there, but also that since this is on the Super Nintendo version, this means you can able to see what's underneath here. Because, I don't know, something about the Game Boy Advance version on that level does feel a little bit tough for me. So anyways, let's go ahead and get to the gold thing for the final time. And, well, that was it. That was all the main platforming levels in Donkey Kong Country 2. So, yeah, pretty swell. And once you're done with all of the main levels, we can now actually access the true final level in the game, which appears to be Crocodile Core. But before we get onto that, however, though, let me just save my game quickly, and I'll give my final thoughts of this game whenever I decide able to actually just to discuss upon the true final boss right here. But even then, let's check out how much percentage we've got. 97%. So I think we've actually got about 5% left. So yeah, that's all pretty swell, I have to say. So yeah, anyway, actually I'll get some more details about my final thoughts of this game after we're done with the true final boss in the game. So anyways, let's go ahead and hop on back onto the Lost World again. And let's take on the true final boss in the game, Crocodile Core. So I wonder what foe are we going to be facing off against? Oh, what the? We've already killed you! Oh, wait a minute. He's coming back for his vengeance. So yeah, basically we actually have ourselves a rematch against with the forms of Captain K. Rool, ever since in K. Rool Duel, except a noticeable difference this time is the fact that we need to dodge a lot of his counter patterns. And thankfully he only has like 1 hit point, so either way though, it's just a matter of like dodging a lot of hazards, and that's all there is to know for the sake of this guy. So yeah, that's as far as I can say about it. So anyways, let's go ahead and be very careful around here. Now for the most part, this part is not too difficult, I don't think, despite you need to be super precise with jumps and stuff like that. But the hardest part about this boss fight to me though was actually at the end, which we'll talk more about it whenever we get into it, such as this part right here. As long as you can able to actually just like run and jump, then you would be fine. But apart from those side of things though, yeah, this part can always give me a hard time for some reason, and yeah, I got cornered. But luckily I still got Dixie Kong with me, and just bust out the barrel, carry that cannonball, and just like the forms of the K. Rool Battle Duel, then not only does it kill Captain K. Rool during the core, but also we got ourselves the true final video game hero coin. And then I'm pretty sure to you, since we did manage to pass through Mario's 39 hero coins, I'm pretty sure we managed to able to get onto the top spot. So I'm sure you know what I mean whenever we get onto the actual results screen. So yeah, and let's talk about my final thoughts of this game before we move on to the last day. Overall, this is more of a definition of the best game in the entire series, in my opinion, of the Donkey Kong Country games on the Super Nintendo, for that knowledge. And yeah, overall, it's just a really enjoyable game to me, though. Like, I kind of wish I just want to explain this during the forms of in the credit sequence, but unfortunately, we don't get enough time for that, though. So, either way, though, that's all I can really say about it. The visuals do look very, very good, even to this day. and the gameplay itself is really incredible. And the story is actually a little bit more interesting compared to the forms of the first game, and overall, this game is such a perfection. Even the, you know, for the best game in the entire trilogy of Donkey Kong Country games on the Super Nintendo's departs. So yeah, this is the secret ending right here, which actually shows Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and Dixie Kong seeing the actual horizon on the sunset, and also the Creme Island has been, well, completely exploded on itself. And I assure to you that King K. Rool is not going to give up anytime soon. Probably for the third game, perhaps? Also, this ending reminds me of Sonic Blast, good ending right there, which kind of does the same thing except, wow, this ending is way cooler. Like, you know, the cooler visuals and everything. So now we've actually achieved, as soon as we get to the actual file selection screen here, we actually achieved 102% of the game. So yes, this means we actually got every single DK coins for well, considerable time. So either way though, hope you guys do enjoy this Let's Play of Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest. I know it's definitely more likely the hardest game in the series compared to the first game, but apart from those side of things though, I had a huge blast with this game. So even then, I should definitely recommend this for the Super Nintendo cartridge collectors, or you can able to purchase this on the Wii U eShop Virtual Console version. So either way though, it's a shame they don't utilize this on the Nintendo Switch Virtual Console re-release or something. Oh wait a minute, that is something else. So this is me, Piglet, from the likes of the Maxi Toys, and then next up, on the forms within the Donkey Kong series of Let's Plays, next up it will be Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble for next year. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.